It's just unspeakably beautiful. It's hard to think of a cooler place to hang out.
The bodies you'll see there are just out of this world. A lot of them are probably surgically enhanced.
We're counting down the list to the top beach on the planet. So grab a towel and let's dive in to the 21 sexiest beaches. Kicking off the countdown at number 21 is world-famous Venice Beach in sunny California. But it's more than just a beach. It's a people watcher's paradise. The dynamic oceanfront walk boasts a carnival atmosphere teeming with a diverse crowd.
Venice Beach is a pretty wide beach. You'll find people flaking out on the sand and playing in the surf.
It has a fabulous view of Malibu and the Santa Monica Mountains. But nobody really comes to Venice Beach for the landscape. You come for the people. The people are fabulous.
The real attraction is what's happening on the boardwalk.
Venice Beach is sexy in a raw kind of sexy way.
No matter what your taste, no matter what your perversion or fetish, you can find it there.
Venice Beach is for beautiful people and freaks.
Venice!
And beautiful freaks.
The scene at Venice Beach is typically really quirky. You'll always find bikinis and Speedos and bodybuilders. Really, anything goes here.
Ay, ay, ay!
You can watch basketball, world-class handball, surfing, there are models, roller skaters.
You see these pumped up muscle men with no shirts.
You can walk up and down the boardwalk in Venice Beach and see some of the most spectacular things. Whether it's somebody stepping on glass, there's always somebody with a snake wrapped around them. Everything goes on there. It's insane.
If you have some extremely weird skill or an extremely great ass, you're gonna go to Venice Beach and show it off.
However you define sexy, you're gonna find that on Venice Beach. I think that's the sexiest thing about it.
Venice is just 30 minutes from downtown Los Angeles, making it easy access for LA's funkiest sun worshippers. Now it's time to stop the people watching and give all your attention to that special someone you've brought to Mondi's Bay Anguilla in the British West Indies. It's number 20. This picturesque beach is well known for its incredibly soft sand and luxury accommodations, making it a world-class romantic destination.
Mondi's Bay is absolutely stunning. It's in this horseshoe bay on the southwestern tip of the island. Therefore, it's very calm, very romantic.
Mondi's Bay is a beautiful, expansive, gorgeous white sand beach.
You have this 5-star resort called Cap Juluca that sits right on the bay. And this is one of the most spectacular hotels you could ever visit. It's consisted of about 16 white Moorish villas. It's sexy in a very romantic way.
Anguilla is unique because of the sand on the beaches. I've heard it described as like walking on foie gras. It's so smooth and so silky. You don't need a beach chair because it's just sort of luxurious and sensual just to lie down in the sand. As strange as that may seem, it's one of the sexiest parts of being in Anguilla.
If you decide to go high-end and stay at Cap Juluca, they've got some great beach activities. You can have private dining on the beach. They've got horseback riding, which can be very romantic.
People can't believe it, man. They love it so much, you know. This is the best place. Sunset, sunrises, nice beach, nice sand, beautiful ocean.
It's a huge honeymoon destination. And by that, it's also a huge wedding destination. Mondi's Beach is really a couple's dream spot. It's very tranquil and very beautiful.
But if rubbing elbows with power and influence turns you on, make a stop in Punta del Este on the southeastern tip of Uruguay. The city's beach crowd draws from the highest of South American society, and its trendiest spot, Bikini Beach, is our 19th sexiest beach.
The thing that makes Punta del Este what it is, that makes it such a sexy spot, is that you've got a totally international crowd. They're well-dressed, their bodies are beautiful. It's just full of Brazilian supermodels, you name it. Gisele Bündchen likes to vacation there, and it's just the creme de la creme of South American society.
It's a very beautiful beach, and it's very surprisingly chic. You know, everyone's just promenades up and down. Very much it feels like the Hamptons of South America.
Punta del Este has been called many things. It's been called the Monaco of South America. It's been called the Saint-Tropez of South America. In other words, this is a very elite crowd, and also a crowd that likes to kick back and have fun.
Your typical day in Punta del Este. Wake up about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, then go to the beach. Bikini Beach is a sort of always popular beach.
We are in Bikini Beach. This is one of the wonderful beaches on Punta del Este. There are a lot of nice people, the most beautiful man, the nicest place here in Punta del Este.
The major beach sport is socializing, getting together with your friends from childhood and reuniting with everybody you know.
It's South Americans, they really like to have a good time, they're open, they're friendly. Kind of just a place that, even if you don't have the same means as the people cruising in on their mega yachts, you can still get a feel of what the good life is there.
Now moving north to Central America and Mexico for our 18th sexiest beach. Playa del Carmen is located on the resort-dotted coastline of the Yucatan Peninsula. In fact, it's just 45 minutes away from both Cancun and the Mayan ruins of Tulum. But what makes Playa unique is its cosmopolitan and family-friendly vibe. The town is rich with cultural offerings and activity that often spill right onto the beach. Unlike other Mexican touristic beaches, local Mexicans share the sand and surf with out-of-towners, creating an attractive and multi-ethnic mix. Beyond the beauty of the beach, it's one good-looking tropical paradise. Next, a Caribbean beach free from overdevelopment and carved out by Mother Nature herself. Crane Beach in Barbados is sexy beach number 17. With dramatic cliffs, active surf, and cooling trade winds, the Crane, as it's called, is a favorite spot for both the tourist and local.
The sexiest part about Crane is definitely the visual aesthetic. The beach is expansive, it's beautiful, white sands, rugged coastline, coconut trees on one side, and cliffs on the other, which makes it quite majestic.
Crane is beautiful. You were up on the cliff and you look down the beach. It has that feeling, you know, it's white sand, you see the turquoise water, and you put that all together, and the people on it, that's all you need.
I'm just here at the Crane, enjoying the breeze.
During the weekends, you'll get somewhat of a local crowd on the beach as well, which is great. They're a lot of fun. Bajans are easygoing, laid back.
Don't tell me that you can't. Hey, come on down and spend a vacation.
You have local Bajan women, you have the visitors coming in, you blend it all up, and that's what brings good sex appeal. A mixture, a melting pot, and all different types of people. That's what we love.
This is a Crane thing, Bajan thing still, yeah. You're chilling at the Crane. Yes, man.
One of my favorite things to do is, on the way to Crane Beach, stop off at a place called Cutters. We love to eat in Barbados something called Cutters.
The essential ingredients in a flying fish cutter would be, of course, your salt bread. You cut that in 3 pieces. You put flying fish in one layer, some fresh cucumber. In the next layer, then you put your lettuce and a little bit of tomato.
These guys will pack you the most amazing gastronomic picnic.
A cutter is a perfect beach sandwich because you can hold a cutter in one hand and a rum punch in the other.
Although Crane Beach is not on the developed part of the island, you actually can stay on the beach at the Crane Beach Hotel. A lot of the magazines used to come down and do shoots at the hotel because the backdrops made for great photo shoots.
With relaxed Bajan culture amidst stunning scenic beauty, Crane Beach earns its spot on our list as one complete escape. Coming up, Jamaica offers 7 miles of tranquil beach by day. Then it all heats up at night. And later, a beach down under where outgoing Aussies know how to have fun in the sun. It's all ahead on 21 Sexiest Beaches. Welcome back to 21 Sexiest Beaches. Just 16 to go as we count down to the hottest beach on the planet. On the northwestern tip of Jamaica is where you'll find our 16th sexiest, 7 Mile Beach in Negril. Though the waters are always calm and warm thanks to an entirely Caribbean Sea coastline, you can set any tone you choose for your visit.
7 miles of white sand in this world, very hard to come by. It's absolutely spectacular.
It's a very literally sexy beach. The hedonism resort is down at one end. There are sections of it that are nude. But to me, the key to enjoying 7 Mile Beach is to just sit down, have a rum punch, and don't go anywhere for a while. And then you'll start to get into the rhythm of that island. It's a great place to be. No matter what your taste is, there's a resort for you on 7 Mile. There's the resort for people who are looking to get crazy, but there are also some beautiful, quiet little couples resorts where you can take your sweetie and get away.
You could go to a resort like Swept Away and have a very tranquil, very healthy experience.
Rick's Cafe is a must-do for anyone going to Negril. You see the most well-sculpted men climbing up their little platform and diving off into the Caribbean.
Yes, the dive I just did was a gainer, otherwise known as reverse. I just did it from a dead tree, 75 feet, to entertain people. That's what I do.
What's also amazing is the most stunning sunset you would ever see in the world.
If you're up for partying into the night, just head down the road to Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. It's right on the beach.
There's a party there every night. Great music, great drinks, and you will have no clue when 4 o'clock in the morning hits you.
With its wealth of options, including optional swimwear, your experience in 7 Mile Beach can only be limited by your imagination. But if you're jonesing for an even more far-flung destination, Matira Beach in the French Polynesian island of Bora Bora is a tropical paradise of distinction, and it's number 15. Visitors transfer from airport to hotel by ferry. It's an amazing introduction to the island's crystal clear water and the famous Mount Otumanu.
In terms of the most beautiful places in the world, it has to top the list. It's otherworldly beautiful. You can't quite believe your eyes when you're there. You have these islands where mountains just sort of rise up from the water, and something about that environment just makes everyone feel sexy. It's the scent of the sea, it's the sensuality of the people.
Bora Bora is really for people who are in love. Honeymooners, couples, second honeymoon.
Matira Beach is like at the southern tip of Bora Bora. It is just one of the most beautiful places. You've got this white powdery sand. I was really impressed with the shades of the water. It's jade, it's sapphire, it's turquoise, and then it's all mixed together. It's amazing. People are very secluded. You almost feel like you have the beach to yourself.
It's just this incredibly sensual, natural experience. And if you can't get sexy and romantic and amorous there, something's wrong with you.
One of the places that everyone has to visit when they're there is Bloody Mary's. It's known for great Bloody Marys, and you can have great seafood too.
This is calamari.
Bora Bora is what everyone dreams of when they're thinking about fantasy, honeymoon, holiday destinations.
Ever since Captain James Cook sighted Bora Bora in the 18th century, the Western world has been a regular visitor. And if you have an affinity for exclusive French Caribbean islands, consider Musqueam in the Grenadines. A small plane flight from St. Vincent can drop you on this island of only 1,400 acres. The calm and sensual Macaroni Beach is number 14 on our countdown.
Musqueam is one of the most exclusive islands in the world. You have to be super wealthy to build a house there. and you have to be wealthy to rent one of the houses on Musqueam. Macaroni Beach lies on the eastern side of the island. It's very safe, white sand beach, coconut trees on one side and cliffs on the next.
This is the first thing that struck me, which was this laissez-faire attitude toward bathing suit tops.
The sexiest thing about Macaroni Beach is the sand and the sea and rolling around in the surf, feeling as if you're on a private beach because you barely see any houses around. It's very natural.
Macaroni Beach is really one of the sexiest beaches in the world, not only because of the aesthetic beauty, but also because you're bound to bump into one or two celebrities. Mick Jagger built his house there, David Bowie, Shania Twain. They all have their beach house on Musqueam Island.
You want to go to Basil's?
Okay, good idea.
At the end of the day, the best thing to do is to head straight for Basil's Beach Bar and say hello to Basil. He is the friendliest guy in the Caribbean.
I know the Americans call it basil, but it's Basil. Basil's where we started in 1976. Lots of people been here over the years. Bill Gates to Robin Williams, Brian Adams of our house here, so they all come by sometime or the other.
Musqueam is one of the most desired places in the world to have a home or to visit.
Coming up next, the Hawaiian beach with waves so big that only the world's best surfers can survive them. And later, as we inch closer to the top spot, we'll hit another American beach that draws international crowds ready to party when 21 Sexiest Beaches returns. The countdown to the sexiest beach in the world continues. With international flights now offered directly into Cape Town, visiting South Africa's most popular beach has never been easier. Clifton Beach No. 4 is known for its diverse and friendly crowd, plus amazing views of the 12 Apostles mountain range.
One of the most beautiful cities in the world is Cape Town in South Africa. And a lot of people don't realize that this is one of the real hotspots of beautiful people in the world. And the beautiful people combined with the beautiful geography make for some of the most beautiful beaches.
Clifton Beach is divided into 4 beaches, which are named aptly 1, 2, 3, and 4.
The beach that's best for the sort of young and the restless is Clifton No. 4. And that place is pretty hopping.
Because No. 4 is where all the models go, all the bold-faced names in South Africa, but even backpackers hang out there. It's just like a little kind of secluded cove.
Beautiful Cape Town blonde people, black people, anywhere in between. They're all out there sunbathing.
The women in Cape Town are simply gorgeous. It's beautiful. A lot of people, they come from all over the world. It's the first thing they say. Man, the women in Cape Town are beautiful. And they all hang out in Clifton, so that's the place to be.
Clifton is known as a social beach. Great place to party, great place to eat, great place to stroll with your sweetie.
In the evenings, it's so nice to come have a picnic with candles. Even though it is illegal to drink on the beach, having a glass of champagne or whatever is not going to hurt anybody. Just don't drink and swim.
Clifton Beach has also been awarded Blue Flag status in recognition of its outstanding environmental and tourist standards, making it our sexiest green beach. Next up, Sexy Beach No. 12 takes us to the South Pacific Hawaiian island of Oahu. Its North Shore is the epicenter of big wave surfing, and Sunset Beach is a hotspot for jaw-dropping action. It's the home to several surfing competitions, which are part of the prestigious Triple Crown of Surfing.
Sunset Beach can fool you because it sounds like a very sedate, beautiful place, where in fact it's one of the most pulsating, throbbing, and dangerous surf beaches in the world.
In the summer, you can expect relatively calm seas, but then in the winter, it's a surfing mecca. It's some of the best big wave surfing anywhere in the world.
When the swells come in, they can get up to 25 feet, and only the top surfers can even survive there.
The danger factor plays a big part of why Sunset Beach is so sexy.
The waves are big and they're scary and they're dangerous and everybody knows it. And you know, there's a prestige that goes along with it, and it follows you out of the water. You get a big wave, you get a good wave, you come and you feel pretty cool in front of everybody else as well.
What you'll mostly see are pros out there looking to make a name for themselves. So you'll really see people taking chances. It's rare that you can find that kind of athletic spectacle going on, and it's totally free.
People will come from all around and just sit on that beach and make a day of it.
Everyone's there either is a surfer, wishes they were a surfer, likes to look at surfers.
Anytime you go to a top surf beach, you are guaranteed to see sexy people, because the sport of surfing sculpts the human body into a very ideal and very attractive form. Sunset Beach is everything. Gorgeous sunsets, gorgeous people, hot surfing action. It's definitely a sexy beach.
The greatest swells can come unexpectedly, so be prepared to drop everything to catch the most exciting beach show on Earth. Barely missing the top 10 is an ultra-sexy beach in the Bahamas. Pink Sands Beach stretches for the entire 3.5 miles of Harbor Island. Tiny microscopic shelled creatures known as foraminifera are responsible for the sand's pink color.
The sand is actually pink, with turquoise blue waters lapping on the pink shores. It's picture postcard perfect. There are a number of fabulous resorts right along the beach. It's definitely a romantic getaway. Pink Sands Beach is so sexy. It has been the cover shoot of choice for Sports Illustrated. They shot their cover for 06 on Pink Sands Beach.
When you stand on a pink sand beach, you just look better. I mean, if I were going to model a swimsuit, that's where I'd go.
Coming up, the top 10 sexiest beaches, including a classic California beach that's the birthplace of beach volleyball. And later, the #1 sexiest beach in the world. Let's keep it rolling. Now just 10 beaches remain in our countdown of the world's sexiest beaches. When you think beaches, you think Brazil, and this is Barra da Tijuca. At 11 miles, it's the longest beach in Rio de Janeiro. And while tourists often flock to the more famous Rio beaches, this spot in the west zone of the city is a hidden gem. Baja draws an affluent local crowd primed to show off their athletic and toned bodies. It's also one of the most sought-after beaches by surfers, kiteboarders, and especially windsurfers. If water sports is your thing, Baja is your beach. But as good as the athletic scene is in Rio, if you're looking to crank it up a notch, there's just one place to go: Manhattan Beach. It's #9. This wide stretch of sand is home to beach volleyball and defines the California dream. Great waves, beach sports, and fit LA bodies. This bronze crowd is athletic, glamorous, and eager to show off.
What makes Manhattan Beach sexy is just the really great mix of fit people who live there and work out there.
It's a beautiful beach, but it's also an active beach. There are people there playing volleyball. There are people there who are surfing. There are people who are body surfing. There are people who are roller skating along. And people who are active tend to have great bodies, and they're not afraid to show them off there.
You can't jog on Manhattan Beach to get in shape. You have to jog to show what good shape you're already in.
It seems like everyone is either naturally or maybe surgically perfect.
Manhattan Beach is the classic Baywatch beach. You have these toned lifeguards, beautiful blondes.
Being on Manhattan Beach is really like living the American dream. It's the Southern California image. It's all right there.
It's considered the birthplace of beach volleyball. Everyone from amateurs to the best pros in the world are sitting there playing right in front of you for free.
It's probably the most special spot in the world to play beach volleyball. All of these beaches up and down Manhattan, all the best in the world started here. This is the place. Like, this is where the sport was born.
If you want to check out that fit Manhattan Beach crowd in the mornings, check out Bill's Pancake House downtown. It's a place where everybody goes for breakfast. Surfers are lining up there after they've hit the waves from the dawn patrol. It's kind of a great neighborhood place to have breakfast.
Manhattan Beach is the archetypal California beach. There are high-level athletics going on. There are beautiful people. It's a great place to do anything but sit down.
Number 8 is St. Jean Beach on St. Bart's in the French West Indies. The island is known for its wealthy inhabitants and celebrity visitors. In fact, the entire St. Tropez jet-setting crowd migrates here each winter. But it's not just a place to compare yachts. Spending the day at St. Jean Beach is pure bliss. Visitors arriving by air should wear their swimsuits on the flight because the plane lands on a short airstrip ending right at the beach. Beyond the natural beauty, this uninhibited beach crowd loves to party. 5-star beachfront hotels satisfy the reveler's appetite with pumping music and plenty of the bubbly. Letting loose with the upper crusters is an all-night affair on St. Jean Beach. We leave a beach scene of excess and travel to Southeast Asia to find a landscape of otherworldly natural wonder. The Koh Phi Phi Islands in Thailand claim number 7 for their fantasy-like beauty. Clear waters and sheer limestone cliffs comprise dreamlike panoramas.
To get to Koh Phi Phi, you have to take a ferry from the mainland. And what you see, even before you arrive, are these limestone cliffs. They jet up seemingly out of nowhere, just out of the water.
The first time I went to Koh Phi Phi, I hadn't been to too many tropical places. And I sort of felt like I had arrived. It's like this, it's matching up to my dreams. This is what I thought a tropical harbor should look like.
The main beach on Koh Phi Phi is Tonsai Beach. It's a very international place. People come here from all over the world.
There's a couple of different things that make Phi Phi sexy. One is that there's something about sort of young backpacker travelers that is sort of a nice, cool, laid-back vibe.
This is a crowd that likes to party at night and kind of just catch rays and hang out during the day.
People. Love people. They're very kind, they're very nice. It's the best place in the world for people.
The other thing that makes Koh Phi Phi sexy is just the sheer striking setting that you're in, with these cliffs and these trees and these white beaches.
There are actually 2 Koh Phi Phi islands. There's Koh Phi Phi Don, which is where all the hotels are, where the ferry drops you off. And there's Koh Phi Phi Leh, which is actually an uninhabited island. So to get there, you take a long-tail boat from Koh Phi Phi Don. It's about a 15-minute ride. And you end up on this very small but very, very beautiful beach, which is where the Leo DiCaprio movie was shot.
Phi Phi Leh is a much more dramatic island with these really tall cliffs that surround a lagoon, this beautifully deep blue lagoon. It's no accident that they cast Phi Phi because it's a truly striking part of Thailand.
And despite destruction from the tsunami of 2004, European expats helped rebuild the community. Phi Phi is back and better than ever. Coming up next, it's party time as the sun sets in Patong, Thailand, where nightclubbing is the only way to wrap up a day at the beach. And later, catch a wave at Waikiki. There's no better beach to try surfing. Just 6 more beaches to go. What's going to be number 1? It's the Travel Channel's sexiest beaches in the world. 15 done, just 6 to go, and we're heading down under. Bondi Beach is 30 minutes from Sydney, Australia, and for many, this international hotspot is the first stop after landing at Sydney Airport. With clear blue waters and active surf, Bondi is the quintessential Australian beach.
Bondi is a complete Australian package. It's got the incredible nature. It's got this great crowd. It's like that's where all the models in Sydney go on their day off, you know, or their month off. You know, no one ever seems to work there. I don't know.
For sure, Australia has its share of nude beaches, but what's so sexy about Bondi is the international crowd that it attracts.
It's backpacking tourists, it's jet-setting tourists, it's, you know, Nicole Kidman.
There's this sort of Australian personality where they're very outgoing, there's no attitude, there's no snobbery, everybody wants to meet everybody else.
It's a really uninhibited crowd, too. It's all about just letting loose and showing off your body and having a great time. Bondi is a really active beach. It's not just about laying there and catching rays. You'll see people surfing, snorkeling in the waters.
If you're there just to people watch, you'll have a full day. If you're there to go in the water, there's hardly anywhere with better water.
And if you go to Bondi Beach, you've got to go to the Icebergs, which is down on the south headland there. It's a health club that was set up in the 1920s. It's the only health club that has a bar.
They have these pools that are right on the ocean. It's called icebergs because people will swim when it's 52 degrees in these pools, and then they'll sort of go into a steam room, warm up for 10 minutes, and then do some more laps.
It's a really good beach experience. I mean, you're hanging out with Aussies. And if you can find funner people than Aussies, like, give me their number, because Aussies know how to have a good time.
We're breaking into the top 5. If a private and luxury beach experience is your preference, escape to Can Juan in the Grenadines. After check-in at Raffles Resort, hop down to Godall Beach. This serene locale is perhaps the Caribbean's best-kept secret.
Godall's Beach is very, very sexy because it is on somewhat of a private island. Although Can Juan is not private, Raffles Resort owns 1,200 acres of the island. So once you get onto Godall's, it is pretty much private, just for the guests of Raffles Resorts. The beach is quiet, it's tranquil. The colors are spectacular. You have an incandescent blue, you have an aquamarine, and then you have the very dark blue.
Anything Caribbean is very sexy, but I think in particular this place is really gorgeous because it's so secluded and at the same time so widespread. You have your own space here, you can relax and just enjoy the beach to the fullest.
The first thing that you notice are 2 thatched hut palapas. These are spa rooms in the middle of the ocean, so you actually have to jump in a little boat and get to the spa huts. The best thing about these spa huts is that the flooring of the spa is glass. So while you're face down on the massage table, you're actually looking at the ocean bed and the fish that's swimming below you. You could then also go and play golf. It's a Trump International golf course. The best part about this golf course is that on the 13th tee, it has a 360-degree view right around the Grenadines. Even if you're not a golfer, you should be there for sunset. Can Juan Island on a whole is the best kept secret. It is relatively undiscovered, and the people who go there are really people who know how special this island is.
The number 4 beach is another destination with stunning surroundings. On Thailand's island of Phuket, Patong Beach offers an idyllic beach spot by day and a notorious club scene by night.
Phuket is one of the most beautiful islands in the world. It's a tourist magnet in Thailand, and for a reason.
The Thai beaches are, if not the nicest in the world, probably the most picturesque. The color of the water, the creamy nature of the sand, the way the palm trees tend to arch, it's something that I haven't seen anywhere else. Patong Beach is probably the best known beach. It's this mix of it being exotic and far away. The food's different, the language is different, the culture's different. And then it's just unspeakably beautiful. It's hard to think of a cooler, funner, sexier place to hang out.
Definitely stick around for sunset, because at that time when the sun's low on the horizon, it's just exquisitely beautiful.
In the daytime, Patong is an idyllic, beautiful beach, but at night, it turns wild. You've got probably the highest density of little bars and go-go dancers, lots of Thai women of all shapes and sizes.
It's just row after row of nightclubs and discos, and there's even a whole other gender of people called the ladyboys, Thai transvestites, who look fabulous and who are a lot of fun.
Phuket is a sexy place because of the natural beauty. But Patong specifically is a sexy place because of the sex, because of the wild nightlife there.
Coming up, the best of the best. The top 3 sexiest beaches in the world with 2 entries from the United States. Will the beach-loving USA take the top spot? It's time for the best of the best, the top 3 sexiest beaches on the planet. But first, let's have a look at some of the hot spots we've explored so far. There was unbeatable people watching in Venice, a friendly bikini beach crowd in Punta del Este, and partying on the sand of 7 Mile Beach. We went topless on Musqueam's exclusive Macaroni Beach, shared the surf with South African beauties at Clifton 4, and rode 30-foot surf in Oahu. Then we spied some world-class athletes on Manhattan Beach, witnessed a stunning tropical harbor in Kopipi, and mixed it up with Aussies at Bondi. And, of course, infamous nightlife at Patong Beach. Now, let's get rolling. It's the top 3 sexiest beaches in the world. Here's a stretch of sand made famous by Hollywood films. Waikiki Beach in Honolulu boasts great surf, a mix of locals and pleasure-seeking vacationers, and a stunning landscape.
Waikiki Beach is a crescent beach. On one end, you have the volcanic crater Diamond Head, and right there in the background, you've got the high-rise hotels. So it's just this great mesh of nature meeting civilization.
It's one of the most famously beautiful, alluring places in the world.
Even though it's so developed, Waikiki is sexy. Everyone who's there is either a beautiful Hawaiian person that's surfing or a tourist that's come to have a good time.
If you're like me and you're a girl here, watching the surfing guys is definitely a favorite pastime. A little bit of eye candy for the girls around. It's quite nice.
There's lots of people watching on Waikiki, lots of posturing. Everyone wants to check everyone else out. It's really kind of a fun, buzzy beach scene.
And part of the appeal is, part of the sex appeal is that you can do just about anything and everything under and over and on the water, right there on the beach.
There's a lot of people who are jumping in the outrigger canoes and a lot of people who are out there surfing for the first time.
One thing you gotta do when you come out to Waikiki is catch a wave. Body surf it, boogie board it, surfboard it. Catch a wave.
Waikiki is a great place to learn surfing because the waves are pretty short. So once you take a couple of surf lessons, you can get on a wave and yet you can ride it all the way into the shore. So everybody can sort of feel like a king of the wave.
So after you finish your swim, you've gotten your tan, one of the must-do things is to hit Duke's Canoe Club, get a bite to eat, grab a Mai Tai.
Never fail to have a good time at Duke's.
It's probably the most visited beach in the entire world, and for good reason.
Number 2 is another American city beach destination. It's South Beach, Miami, where there's a nonstop contagious energy. It sweeps over the beach by day and the clubs and hotel bars by night. International visitors flock to South Beach year-round to have their moment at the hottest beach in the USA.
South Beach, Miami is known internationally as one of the sexiest places to be. Your eyes would literally pop out of your head when you arrive in South Beach.
I mean, the people watching there is out of this world. It feels like a different planet.
So there's nothing else in the U.S. that's quite like the cruising scene going down Ocean Drive. You just feel like you're sort of in a Gloria Estefan video.
During the day on South Beach, you'll see beautiful women laying out. Everyone's so free-spirited. There are no inhibitions on South Beach. Everyone's very open and very sexy. Yep.
The thing about South Beach is that it totally lives up to its reputation. It's such a highly sexualized atmosphere that you can't believe it's in America. And whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're unsure, there's going to be some sort of opportunity there on the beach.
The Cuban and Latin influence in Miami is very, very strong. And that just adds a little bit more fire to the heat.
The bodies you'll see there are just out of this world. I have to say a lot of them are probably surgically enhanced, but it's the kind of place you don't have to feel bad looking at people because everyone there wants you to look at them.
You'll see some very, very skimpy clothing going on. You'll see fabulous bikinis, little dental floss bikinis.
The men, the women, they're all good looking. A
ton of them are in great shape. You just can't ask for a better beach with beautiful people.
It's a party beach. It's a topless beach. It's a crazy multicultural experience.
South Beach isn't all about the beach. They've got a great nightlife scene that when the sun goes down, everyone comes out to party.
You want to look really good. The high heels, the dress, you know, you really want to go all out when you're going to hang out in South Beach.
You better be ready to stay up all night long. There is no sleeping in Miami, that is for sure. It never stops.
South Beach is the original sexy beach. Everyone's always trying to be South Beach, but this is the real thing.
And finally, we've arrived at the sexiest beach on the countdown. In a country where people cherish beach culture just as much as they love soccer, Ipanema Beach in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, earns the top spot on the list. This beach is world famous for its beautiful people, tiny swimsuits, and the unmatched mountain views from its white sands.
Rio is a fantastically beautiful Brazilian beach city. It's fringed by mountains, and you have a whole series of beaches.
Just miles and miles of white sand beaches that are populated, that are inhabited by probably the most beautiful people that have ever walked the planet.
One of the most famous beaches, of course, is Copacabana. It's very popular, but if you want a beach that's just a little bit more cutting edge, a little younger, a little hipper, my favorite is Ipanema.
Ipanema is where Brazilians from all kinds of different parts of life mix, because you have kind of the Gucci folk that are coming from the shops that aren't far away, but you also have kids from the favela whose refuge is Ipanema.
A great activity upon arriving at Ipanema Beach is to walk from one end of the beach to the other. And it'll be pretty evident where the volleyball players are hanging out, where the surfers are hanging out, where the canoodling couples are hanging out, and just sort of find a part of the beach that appeals to you.
We all know about the girl from Ipanema, and guess what? She's still there, and 1,000 of her friends are there too. They're all on the beach. They're wearing what they call the fio dental, or the dental floss bikinis.
People don't just dress up in a small bikini to get a good tan, but to show off a little bit.
I think the one thing that people and cariocas in general share on this beach is a sense of confidence. I've never met a culture that's so comfortable in its skin, you know, and so confident in its sexiness.
A perfect beach is